Welcome to Leafmap tutorial episode 3. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add cloud optimized GeoTIFF to Leafmap. In the last two tutorials, I already show you how to install the package and how you can change the base map interactively without coding. So in this video, we're going to continue to show you how to add cloud optimized GeoTIFF to the map without coding. So first, let's go to the website leafmap.org. and then click notebooks. Number 3, COG and STAC. So you can click the upper right corner to download the notebook to your computer. If you know how to use Git, you can git clone the GitHub repository, and then after that you can open Anaconda prompt or your terminal. And then so you just need to activate geo, and then just type Jupyter notebook. You should open a notebook within your browser, and then we can take a look at the source code. So just click, and then it's open. So from here, you can see we have two sections. The first one is about cloud optimized GeoTIFF, and the second one is about SpatioTemporal asset catalog. So these two are right now very popular in the geospatial community. So especially since right now I'm moving into the cloud, so you might want to be familiar with these two data formats or protocols. So first, let's get into the first one, cloud optimized GeoTIFF or COG. And intuitively, you might not really see the differences between what's the difference between cloud optimized GeoTIFF and the traditional GeoTIFF. So because this is cloud optimized GeoTIFF, it basically optimized for cloud computing and access through the cloud. So traditionally, if you want to process some GeoTIFF, you need to download from the internet and download the file to your computer. But now through this COG protocol, you can basically access the file interactively without having to download the file. So it's a lot more computational efficient, and it basically has some internal organization that enables workflow. And so when the browser is trying to access the file, it's just accessing the things that you are requesting. It does not really download the entire file. If you want to learn more about this, you can click the link here, and also there are a couple other links here shows you how you can download some of the cloud optimized GeoTIFF. So in this tutorial, I'm going to use the data from the Maxar, so previously digital globe. So if you want, you can click the link here to navigate to the website, and this is all the open data. They are all stored using the cloud optimized GeoTIFF format. If you click anywhere here, click the preview, you should be able to see the imagery, what the imagery look like. And also there's a button here, download button. So if you click, right click here, you might be able to copy the link or the URL. You can also look at the lower left corner. The status bar here shows you actually the URL. So the URL here, this one is actually the file path to the cloud optimized GeoTIFF, and this is the link that we're going to use here in this video. If you can certainly just click this one, you can download this one to your computer, but keep it in mind, it's just took a look at this one. The file is 581 megabytes, so it's going to take a while for me to download this file, but we can actually use it as a cloud optimized GeoTIFF. So now you see the advantage, right? You don't have to download the file, but we can still access and visualize the file here within the browser. And there are a lot of files in here. I already download, basically get all the links. So if you want, you can also click here, click this link to open the file. So this one here shows you all the cloud optimized GeoTIFF that you can use if you want, right? So one by one. So this is going to be going to use here in the second in tutorial episode 4. We're going to use so-called cloud optimized GeoTIFF mosaic. Right now we're just trying to access just one single file, but you can certainly access all of them all at once if you want. Okay, so next let's take a look at this short animation. This one shows you how to load the cloud optimized GeoTIFF without coding. So actually it's very simple and easy to use. And but this just quickly runs through the source code just to show you what it looks like. So for example, we can import the Leafmap, and then we create a map. Okay, so After that, we can display the map here if you want. So I just want to display the map to show you the map. So this is the default empty map, doesn't really have any. So next, what you can do is actually to go here and then click the open icon, then click the GeoTIFF tab in here. You might notice this one probably because I just updated the function an hour ago, so it might not show up yet. And if you run this one, if you don't see this, then I recommend that you update the package. So what you need to do is to Leafmap update package and then parentheses, and then just shift enter. It's automatically go to GitHub to download the latest version, and then after it is finished, then we can restart the kernel. Okay, so let's restart the kernel, clear the output, and then this one again. We don't need to update again, so we can delete this one, and then let's show the map again. Click the open icon. Now you see these 5 paths, right? So this is just the new one that I added an hour ago. Next, what we need to do is to figure out what GeoTIFF we want to use, and this is the one that I showed you earlier, one of the link. So all you need to do is just come here and then copy, right? Once you copy, you can Control V here to paste the file. So once you Control V, you will see this one is a GeoTIFF, and then if you press Control Home, you can go to the beginning of this one. It shows HTTPL, right? But you can certainly just open the local GeoTIFF on your computer by clicking this one. It's fine. But in this example, we're just going to use cloud optimized GeoTIFF through HTTP URL, and then you can change the layer name if you want. So this one here, in this examples, those files are all basically before and after file. So this one is before. We can just type before file and then just click apply. It's going to automatically go to the access the GeoTIFF. As you can see, this file is hundreds of megabytes, so it's pretty huge. And right now you just copy and paste the link without having to download anything. It's pretty nice, right? So you can zoom in, you can zoom out. And the next one here, you can add more data layers. So the next one here, this one is after the file. So I'm just going to copy again and then come back to here, open the tab, and then GeoTIFF, Control V, and this one you can change the layer name after file, then just hit apply. You should see the new one. These two images are taken at different dates, so the image extent are different, but you can see here this is file, right? It's when the file was burning, and you can turn the layer opacity to take a look at this, right? So this is after and this one is before. You can also turn the layer on and off if you want. So this shows you how to access code without having to write any line of code. You do need to create a map, and after that things can be pretty straightforward. You just need to click the icon and then open the file. But if you want to do it programmatically, you can do that as well. So as I showed you earlier, we have 2 URL, and what you need to do is to actually you can, besides adding the layer to the map, you can also get some basic information about the layer, the file. So you can, so for example, you can look at the boundary, right? So lower left and upper right corner of the basically the image extent. You can also get the image center, so get center. All you need to do is basically you just need an URL, and then you can get that. So you can also get the bank name. This one might be the function has some bug, but I need to look into that. So run as empty. You can also get the tile layer, so cog tile. Behind the scene, we're using the development seed endpoint. So you can certainly set up your own endpoint. So this one here, as you can see, api.coggeo.xyz. So this one is basically using the so-called T tiler. And if you're not familiar with that, I can show you. Let me here, click this one, shift tab on your keyboard, and then you can bring up this one. So this is basically the endpoint, the default endpoint from the T tiler package. So you can, if you want, you can go to the URL to look at the example. So this is the nice one that with the Leafmap was built upon this to load cloud optimized GeoTIFF. So you can look at the example how to use that if you want. And next, so after you get the URL, you have inspected some of the basic information, then you can add the layer to the map. So all you need to do is just to pass in the URL, and you can change the name of the file. So like the file pre-event and post-event, and that's it. So URL and then add the layer, URL, add the layer. So you have before and after. So very similar. So I can just add this one again, and then I can display the map again one more time if you want. If you click this one, right now I have 4, but 2 of them are the same, right? So the file, this one is before and this one is after. So if you zoom in, you should be able to see the differences of these 2 data layers, right? And you're welcome to explore other files like what I show you in here. You can, some of those are before and after, so you can basically use this to quickly visualize the changes. And again, you don't have to download any data set, but you can use Leafmap to load the data, and you can see they are very high resolution. So this is sub-meter resolution data set, and without downloading anything, right now you can visualize the data. Okay, so the next one here I'm going to show you is about the SpatioTemporal asset catalog. So this is also a new standard that has been widely used in the geospatial community, and it has been adopted by big tech company, for example Google, Google's engine, and also Microsoft planetary computer. And you're welcome to look at the information. So this is also very useful because it makes it a lot easier for you to source the data set, to filter the data set, to find the data set that you want. So it's kind of a standard. I think they just released 1.0 major release, I think last week sometime. So you are certainly welcome to look at the data set. So this is the website, and a lot of agencies, for example NASA or Microsoft and Google Earth Engine, I think they all have adopted this one. I can click the catalog to look at all the available one. Okay, so you can see here Google Earth Engine, OpenGeo, and there are a lot more. For example, also Pangea data set. Very useful. So make sure that you check out the website to learn more. And similar to the first one, all we need basically is just an URL. So this is the URL we're going to use. It's the dataset coming from here. So you can right click, open the dataset, and you can look at this one. So the dataset is stored on Amazon AWS. So you can look at, you can click in, and you can continue to click in. So basically it's just like a nested structure, but eventually you want to get to the image. So for example, this is the image preview. You can also look at the thumbnail, you can look at how many bands within the imagery, you can also look at the assets. So this is basically all the metadata information about the image, and you can query the data, you can filter the data, and to easily access the data. So in this case, we just need the URL to the file, and then we can similarly create a map. We can also get all kind of information, so we can see what's the boundary of the image we are using. You can also similarly get the center. You can get how many bands, right? So you have panchromatic, B1, B2, B3, B4, so RGB, and also near infrared. Once you have this, you can get the tile layer. So again, we are using the T-tiler endpoint from here. And so this one basically is a tile layer. So Leafmap can add a tile layer. So just think about XYZ tile layer, and then we can pass in the URL. We can also pass in the band. So depends on which band you want to add to the map. So you can have it within a list, right? So as you can see earlier, we have a panchromatic. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the first one here, we just want to add the panchromatic. You can, so we just want to execute this one, and if you want, you can show the map first, right? So right now this one is using the panchromatic, and if you turn the layer on and off, you should be able to see, right? So you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can also change the transparency. The second one here, we're going to add the B3 and 2 and 1, and this is the first color composite. You can just execute. So it's going to load the map, right? So this is how you can see. So B3 as near infrared, and red and green. So this is a false color composite, and then you can compare this one with the panchromatic band. Very easy to use. Again, you just need the URL, and then you can execute this line to add the layer. But you can, if you want to locate, inspect the basic metadata, you can also use these convenient functions to get the information that you need. And you're welcome to try out some other dataset that you find here on the website. For example, look at the website and see if there's any dataset you want. But keep in mind, not all the datasets are open, although you have the data catalog. So this one is basically open access. So you can look at the information, you can look at all the dataset, but that does not mean that you can access the dataset, right? So some of those you will basically need to be authorized or authenticate to retrieve the information. These are essentially just kind of a folder structure you can think about on your computer. You can look at the folder, you can look at what's in there, but you cannot really access the file. You cannot open the file. So some of those you can, similar to what we show in here, you can access, but some of those might not. So just to bear in mind. Okay, I think that's all for this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.